What's going on, guys? It's Music Major coming to you live with some WWE Royal Rumble reaction. Now, if you are a member of the WWE Universe like myself, you are severely disappointed after the event last night. Recapping basically what I did for my plans to kind of show you guys, what I was getting into last night was me and my roommate, we went out to the grocery, made an awesome night of it, kicked some, got some food, got some beers, and just kind of hung out and watched it on TV. And, we were expecting a good show, as somebody should. The card looked promising. I mean, it wasn't too flashy. We've seen these fights before. But, it was... I had hope. Let's just start it out that way. I had hope. And with the Daniel Bryan-Bray Wyatt match, that, started off the pay-per-view very well for me. I felt like, hey, we're going to be in good shape. This is going to be a good pay-per-view. That's fine. I made the video previously, before this that said, Daniel Bryan's probably poised for a big push. And if anybody's paying attention, they really need to start pushing him. We'll get to that. But, and then the next match was Brock Lesnar Big Show. That was a joke. That was just, I did hear rumors that Big Show did get hurt the previous night beforehand. So I can understand that they were, going easy on it. They wanted to make it a fast match. They wanted to, kind of progress things along, so to speak. But, God, what a joke. I understand the fact you couldn't have Lesnar lose because he wants to go for the title, and all that stuff. But, man, it's like, we'll get into the issue here in a second. And then John Cena, Randy Orton. What could be said about this match that hasn't been said before? I mean, really. What can be said about this match that has not been said before? You've seen this match how many dozens of times? You've seen Randy Orton attack John Cena's dad so many times. Well, maybe it's like one or two. But, it's like same song, second chorus, over and over and over again. You understand that Cena's not going to win the title for some time. You get that. He gets the roadblocks thrown in his way. I think that's kind of what makes the character, so likable among everybody. And how he just hasn't had a heel turn in 10 years or 12 years is just amazing. They need to switch it up. I think they need to build up to him getting like mad and angry and just all kinds of aggravated. And then the Royal Rumble match. This is, for a lot of people, this struck a chord. I mean, it's I'm going to get to a few tweets here in a second on my iPad, but it's like, for a lot of people, this match struck a chord, and I could tell right at the start of the match when my roommate and I successfully predicted entrants 1 through 4, and then about 75% of the surprise entrance, and who was going to win. You had to have thought that with Batista coming back, one knew. I mean, I had this conclusion drawn last week. He was going to win. You're not going to bring Batista back to lose. It doesn't make sense. It's the same thing as you brought Rob Van Dam back to Money in the Bank. He didn't win, but it's not a big deal. You have two superstars that were in two different parts of their career, and it's really comparing apples to oranges in my opinion. But WWE could have done better, in my opinion, a little more surprise with the surprise entrance. I liked the kid off of NXT. I wasn't really a big fan. I would have liked to seen somebody from my childhood who had no shot at winning the Rumble. But, Hacksaw Jim Duggan would be an appropriate example for that. Or even if Nate would have jumped in there, but the 4-second elimination of JBL, that was a crock. You could have used that a little better. If he would have went in as Bradshaw or something like that, that would have been pretty cool. But as I reported in the video prior to this, it said that I read Daniel Bryan had a concussion. I'm not sure if that's the reason why he wasn't in the Royal Rumble match or if he was deliberately taken out of the Royal Rumble match for future plans down the road. Now, who knows? I mean, we all could be some pawn in some elaborate scheme that Vince is doing right now to get us all fired up, and then has big plans for Daniel Bryan down the way. That's kind of been the draw and the, the attraction of WWE, because they always have things that you never saw coming. So it's, who knows? But I think generally WWE did screw up, and I want to commend the crowd in Pittsburgh, because you called WWE out on their bluff, and they could not deliver a solid program to you guys. Having said that, if I would have paid for the program, I would be calling Time Warner Cable, who is my cable provider, and demanding a refund, because that program was god-awful. It was just holy Toledo. But since WWE is all about social media, and as I mentioned, we have the iPad, we're going to go read some of the famous Twitter feeds last night. So let's take a look here. My personal favorite one came from WWE's own Mick Foley. And I quote, "Does WWE actually hate their own audience? I've never been so disgusted with a pay-per-view before." That is coming from one of your top stars in the Attitude Era, and arguably one of your top stars of all time. If you don't see that happening, if you don't see that problem, WWE, when, Vince turns the keys over to Triple H and Stephanie, we're in for a pretty bad ride coming on here. Let me see. I'm going to look for some other ones here that are pretty interesting. Apparently, according to quotes and reports from the Bleacher Report, Batista flips out on the fans after the WWE pay-per-view, mocks Daniel Bryan doing the yes, yes, yes chant, flipped a couple people off. That's good here. Lance Storm brings up an interesting point on his Twitter feed. He said, "Ever heard the expression, the only bad reaction is no reaction?" Which, if you watched Randy Orton's entrance last night, he got no reaction. WWE got a big reaction tonight. If you complain and watch, you're still watching. Lance Storm gets it. He understands that WWE really doesn't care. You're throwing money at them. They're fine. They're still making money at the end of the day. It's all of these events that happen after the Royal Rumble that you're going to be making your impact. If you don't watch, if you don't buy. I saw a lot of people last night on the WWE, Twitter feed say that WWE had their $10 for the WWE Network, and after last night, it is, not going to be making any money for them. It's just the way that it is. So let's see. There's a couple other good ones here. This is from Jay Bella Style, JJ Garcia. I don't know him, but what's going on in the world of WWE? They need to rethink how they are doing things, drop the egos, and let the wrestlers go. Another one that I saw from a charming young lady here was, she gets it. Basically, you have your Roman Reigns, your Daniel Bryans, and all that. They're working their asses off during the year, and they just get disregarded come WrestleMania time, because you get the part-timers back like Batista, like Brock Lesnar, like Rob Van Dam, and it's like, where's the incentive? Where's the incentive to work? I would be very mad if I was one of these guys, but, and then somebody else really said too, which kind of struck a chord with me, was that TNA gets bashed all the time for butchering their storylines. But that's just to be expected with TNA, because they are still in their infancy. But WWE is like that grown dog that you've had for a while, and they still piss on the carpet. It doesn't make sense. But there's a couple, post reactions for me here. Tonight on Raw, I think that it's going to be, you're going to get your diehards that are still going to watch. That's for sure. That's never going to change. But I believe it will probably be one of the grossest ratings for Raw of all time. Like and I say that was bad terminology. It's going to be one of the lowest rating Raws of all time. I don't think it's going to touch any of the bottom two shows that occurred late last year and early this year. But I think it's going to be a bad Raw. Maybe some people will turn in for the explanation to see what happened. But I don't think it's going to be a great Raw. I still think Daniel Bryan will get a push somewhere along the line. I think the crowd in Cleveland tonight needs to show up big time, and they need to kind of just, yes, something like that. Kind of, pump it up a little bit. As for WWE, like, giving a crap, they're always going to be making money off of us. It's a sad reality, and it's a vicious cycle, but it's just something that's going to continue to happen. So, if they keep stabbing their fans in the back like this, watch out, Vince. Your once proud promotion is going to start declining, and at a rapid pace. It already has. Don't mess it up, man. You got to turn it around. You got to reward the young talent. You got to give them incentive. Got to give them that fight. I know you'll probably never watch this video, but for those of you that have stuck around, thank you so much for watching, guys. My name is Music Major. We do this kind of stuff. We do gaming. We have all kinds of fun on this channel. Make sure to go ahead and click the subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Check out my WWE 2K14 videos in addition to any other gameplays that you want to see. Type me a little message. Follow me at Music Major. The link will be down in the description. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will see you later.